All right, everybody, welcome to another episode of the Ho to Husband podcast. I'm your host, Terry Duran. I got both of my co-hosts on the line with me. I got my man, Jay. What's good with you?
Not much. Looking forward to another great episode as always. But I want to give a shout out to the brothers and sisters out there in the African diaspora. I see we're constantly ranked up there consistently the past several weeks. So salute to the brothers and sisters following us up out there. All right, T.
That's what's up. I also have my other co-host. I got my man SD in the building. What's good?
Nothing, man. Just ran in the house from work, tired, but hey, I'm here. So I want to give a shout out to Brother Soul Production for always keeping the background audio fresh. And I want to remind you all to donate to the Ho to Husband podcast on Cash App and PayPal.
I want to remind everybody y'all can catch the audio playback of the podcast every Monday afternoon at 4 p.m. Central Standard Time on thecore94.com. This episode is titled Blame the Culture. We wanted to have a discussion about how culture and technology has shaped and influenced the dating world that we see today. So we'll get into that a little bit later. But y'all know how we do it around here on the Ho to Husband podcast. We like to discuss stuff that we seen on our timeline of stuff that have gone viral. And this first video is from a very popular lady by the name of Alexis Sky, Insta model, Insta thought, however you want to describe her. But she went viral. She made a video about the things that she requires out of a man. Let's take a look.
Dear future husband, I require a man of God. I require good morning texts. I require flowers. I require date nights. I require time. I require respect. I require loyalty. I require love. I require affection. I require reassurance. I require all these things, yes. Listen, ladies, never settle for less. There's a man out there that will give you everything that you require. And I want you to know, stop settling because it looks good. Stop settling because it sounds good. Stop settling because he has money. Stop settling. Ladies, know your worth. Love yourself. Understand that we are queens and we are not supposed to be treated nothing less than queens. We are strong queens at the end of the day, so we deserve a king, nothing less. And I want you to know, trust the process, have faith, and understand to know your worth, love yourself, keep your relationship with God, put no man before God, and watch what happens. But just know never to settle. And the word is, I require.
Man, it is. Bro, it's so funny. Sorry. It's so funny when you see these former thoughts that have been, ran through by multiple guys in the industry or whatnot. They start to recite all the pandering material that some of the world-class panders have put out. There's a man that is going to do everything you require, and you're a queen, and I don't think no men view her that way. So it's hilarious that she even has the audacity to try to give other women relationship advice.
Man, look, good luck, sweet pea. Good luck. This is the way that it goes, and we see it time and time again with women just like her. And get Brittany Renner is singing a similar tune now. Also,
so is Amber Rose.
All of them sing the same tune later on in life. That's why I said most women don't behave like this, and when they do, they have a come to Jesus moment the older they become, because they start to feel used, or they start to feel not valued, and all these different things, and all them bodies start adding up, because now they start to mature a little bit, and it's like, man, these dudes really don't like me for me. Well, no,
duh,
they don't. But you wasn't.
They like how you look. They like your twerking videos. They follow you. You know what I'm saying?
Of course.
But and you know what? My future husband.
But you know what? They do this. It's after you done racked up all them bodies and nothing to show for it. And then when they start using religious, don't put God before man. You already know. I was like, oh man, red flag right there. That's all I need to hear.
But see, it's so hypocritical because women like her are famous and come up because they got a fat ass and men want to fuck. Like you don't have no skill. You are known for being, if it's a hot song, you got on some cute panties or a cute swimsuit, and we like to see you twerk. All of us pretty much have the same view of women like this, but for some reason they all still seem to feel like they're wife material and a man should want to be with them long term.
Bro, these are chicks, a lot of them became famous because of a man. Like the majority of them became famous because of who they were sucking off. Like it is what it is. Like and so the problem now as a woman is that the men that are husband material men that she'd actually be attracted to will not take her serious if they know who she is in her past. It's that simple. She's gonna have to get some type of dude that's like a cuck or something, or some guy that's like, or like a super simple. She's not really attracted to, but she'll take him because he got money. That's
like
what
a lineman.
that is. Because ain't no dude with status that's got the looks and can attract all different types of women out here gonna settle for an industry hoe. It just don't work like that for women, and they hate it. But this is the thing: you have to lay in the bed that you made.
They love the benefits.
Yeah, you were out here showing your titties. I remember I posted a video with her and sucking on the girl's titties and doing all this and stuff. Men love that stuff for entertainment purposes and sex. But when it comes to choosing
not a woman
or a relationship, men do not want nor respect women that do that type of stuff. And women seem to think now that in 2022, 23, this whole feminist movement, that we can do whatever we want. And we don't have to settle because we are queens. What she is failing to realize and mention here is that the men are the ones that's going to be settling. Because the men don't want to deal with the woman that's been ran through. But they don't think of themselves as being settled on by a man. It's only what they want. I require this. I require that.
Because look how we gonna view a man if it was announced such and such proposed to Alexa Scott. He instantly becomes the face of damn fool to the male culture. You know what I mean?
Like all jokes, basically. Yeah. We be talking about it, clowning him, talking about how much of a lady he is. If we see him propose and she posts a video on Instagram, we'll be talking about like, damn, really?
Like you knew what you signed up for,
right?
But just like Kanye, when Kim said, "Hey man," he said, "I don't like when you post this." Well, I was doing that when you met me. Well, goofy, you should have never married her. It was a problem.
But you know what? With women like these, who got famous, Insta famous from being an Instagram model, whatever. A lot of them put a premium on the attention that it comes with, having 5,000 DMs and all that. They put a premium, and they don't think about what's going to actually make them a wife or what the men that she wants really wants. They don't put a premium on that. Not so after that.
Women like that love the fact that they can get young, rich, attractive men to smash them. Like these women are on the path of trying to be Larsa Pippen, right?
Yeah.
She had it made. She's married to an NBA Hall of Famer, and she divorces him, and now she's getting ran through. Just a couple years, you know what I'm saying? She'd been linked to multiple celebrities because those type of women are addicted to that lifestyle. And anybody with the bag can get it. You know what I mean? And they don't have no shame about it. So I saw this video, man. I busted out laughing. I require. Like, please, you damn fool to sign up for that.
Only a sucker take them serious. Like Jordan's son. We were like, what are you doing dating Pippen's ex-wife after she did this to Pippen, and she was messing around with Future and running around with this guy and that guy? How in the world could you be talking about starting a family with a woman that's 50? You got to be kidding.
She ought to be his damn mama. Shit.
Yeah, you can have all these young chicks. You can't tell me it ain't young chicks trying to get with Jordan's son. Like, you can't tell me that.
Right, you Michael Jordan's son, bro.
Yeah, you'll take a 50-year-old that's been ran through. You got to be a super lame to go that low. Like, you do. I mean, think about what you do, man. So, I mean, but I laugh too because, like I said, I think it's a bunch of mess. And actually, today I seen a post from another woman that was like her friend, and the woman made a post said that she was stealing her content, and she posted her video, which was made first, and it said the same thing. I require this. I require that. And she was like, and she kind of made a diss to her, like, man, you making, stealing my content or whatever. It was the exact same type of video, and she made that video. That's why I don't take none of it serious from her or Brittany Renner. That's now all about God and I want to change my life and all this here. Like, no, sweetheart, you done bragged about how many dudes' booties you've been licking. You done bragged about how much you done swallowed this and deep throated that and all this here. No, you have to deal with the consequences of the actions that.
Because I don't know any man that sees one of those type of women and starts thinking, damn, I wish that was my wife, or damn, that's how I want to raise my kid. It's almost 99% sexual attention that these women garner. Now, could they be good women deep down inside? Yes, but you also have to hold her choices and decisions. She got to be accountable for them. The same way a man is accountable for the choices he makes.
Yeah. Like, I don't necessarily, when you say, like, I personally don't think that's a woman that's running around boasting and bragging and being a proud hoe as a woman is going to be a good woman for relationships. I just don't.
It's going to be a struggle.
I just don't, because of how women are mentally wired. And that's supported by the psychology studies that say, hey, the lowest rate of marital happiness comes from women that's done had over 10 bodies. The more body they have, the lower her rate of marital happiness. A man's never get as low as a woman, no matter how many women he deals with, because mentally we don't emotionally bond like that the way most women do. And for a woman to actually be able to remove that part of her that's natural for a woman, to remove that part of bonding with a man away from herself in order to let man on top of man on top of man sleep with her, that's later on, it's going to rear its ugly head if she ever tries to get in a serious relationship, because she won't be able to bond with a man like she naturally is supposed to, because she has removed that part of herself away from herself. So I don't think that a woman like that, most of them, the vast majority, I wouldn't say that they are women that's built for long-lasting relationships. I would not get with one if I knew her past, and most men wouldn't. And that's a major reason why.
Facts, man. It's their mentality, and you'll see that that's actually related to the next video. A woman's mentality is very crucial when it comes to long-term relationship success. And so this next video is a video I came across that I really wanted to include in the podcast of a rapper, Trap Boy Freddy, and it talks about he was in a relationship and talking about investing in his girl. Let's take a listen.
2020. I was finna get my ex $20,000 to do something. This one I got signed. Okay. I was finna give her $20,000 to invest in something.
And you was that locked in.
Oh yeah, no, we was locked in for sure. But the answer choices I gave her was, I give you a dub, 10 of it be mine, 10 of it be yours, and we can split the business down the middle, or I give you a dub and you pay me my dub back in the profit. But she was like, you give me the dub and it's just mine. So I kept the dub to myself and bought me $4.
Already, man, like I would be offended if I came to somebody with the offer like that, where I'm gonna put up all the money and I'm giving you equity just off the rip. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm either gonna give you 50% equity, or I'm gonna give you $20,000 to start up with, and you just pay me back as you make the money. Like, man, for somebody that don't have capital or resources, that is a great offer. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And so for a woman to choose, nah, you just give me the $20,000 and you don't get nothing in return. Like, that mentality right there, you will never be able to have a healthy relationship with a woman that thinks like that.
Yeah, man. Listen, shout out to him because I ain't giving nobody that ain't my wife $20,000
Exactly.
unless
For
it's
real.
going for a down payment on the crib. Outside of that, if you ain't my wife, I ain't giving you 20 grand. So I don't blame him. Listen, I'll give you something to start up, and then once you get up with it, then you know what I'm saying. You give me my money back or half or whatever. Like I ain't giving you just 20 grand because now guess what? She his ex. You could have just flushed that
Took a
20 that
L.
you gave it to her.
Yeah.
Yeah, like 20 grand. Nah, man, I'm straight. Like, but like you said, it's the mentality. It's like
The
it's
audacity.
yeah, it's selfish. Like you ain't got it now. You ain't got nothing now. But you'd rather throw that out just off of how you feel and being selfish about it because you don't feel like you should have to give it back. That's what it is. She don't feel like she should have to give it back. You know, a lot of women date like that where they feel like, hey, you my man,
Anything.
so anything you do for me or give me it's just what it is. I don't have to reciprocate anything or give you back anything. If you need it back, you broke. That's what they'll say now.
Right.
Exactly. You know, you shouldn't even want to pursue something longer term with somebody like that because that just shows how selfish she is. Because if she's selfish about something like that with 20 grand, just imagine what else she's going to be selfish about.
Facts.
Yeah, but you know what else? But on the flip side of that, though, like if you do say if you gonna give something, then give it. You know what I'm saying? If you gonna loan it, that's different. That sounds like a loan to me.
Yeah. I mean, well, him saying I'm gonna give her 20,000 to get started with. How the ownership of the 20,000? I mean, if he's telling you, hey, I'm gonna give you 20,000 to go start a hair business or like that's more than enough money to hit the ground running if you gonna be doing something. You know what I mean? Like, but it just goes to show you that a lot of times women will make short-term decisions that ultimately hurt them in the long run. Because he's worth, I would assume, millions by now. You know what I'm saying? Like, because he's talking in this interview about how he flipped that 20,000 to like a $500,000 business breeding dogs. So he's up. She could have been his partner and been up with him. You know what I mean? Instead of being the ex that's referenced in the story like this. So,
man, some just don't look at the big picture. Some only thinking of the short term. You know, instant gratification for that moment, as opposed to thinking of the grand scheme of things. Like you said, she could have got the bag and then some. If she was thinking
right.
Like that.
And that's what you should be figuring out. You should be figuring out when you dating a woman. Like, I know when I was single, I would always kind of have like, what would you do type of questions with chicks, just to see what her thought process and her mentality was.
See, what was a deal breaker when you would ask that kind of question? You'd be like, yeah, I can't even take her serious. Like an answer you.
I mean, just a selfish chick. You know what I'm saying? Like when you kicking it with a woman and you going multiple places with her, you see how if she's selfish or not. You know what I mean? A woman that won't pay the tip, don't ever offer to do nothing for you. Like, I've seen women that are extremely selfish and won't even spend. I'm talking about $0. Like you at the movies or something, or you go to the restroom and it's something that's $2 or $3, and she won't even get in line because she waiting for you to pay for it. You're like, damn. Like you can just. Like it's the same way. Like if you're around a broke dude or a dude that won't ever pull his wallet out. You know what I'm saying? Like it don't take. You can be in the club 20, 30 minutes and you figure out who's shiesty like that and who's not.
Yeah, bro, walking around finishing off all the quarter leftover beers. Like, hey, finish off these leftover beers.
Man,
so,
man,
I mean,
you got chicks that do that too. She'll sit there with a one drink in her hand, the same drink for like 3 hours, and eat the ice and everything.
Yeah, man. But if she ain't invested in you, like I would like to know who she is and see what she doing with herself at this particular moment. Like, cause you gotta feel some type of way. I would think, because how many times do you meet somebody that's done became a millionaire that you done dated and you messed it up with doing something crazy or whatever? How many times
do you meet somebody that's gonna give you don't gotta put up nothing and they gonna get you started? Yeah. How often do you get that? Maybe if somebody in your family pass away and leave something to you, you might get a lump sum of money like that. But it's very rare that you just gonna have somebody that come to you with money without unreasonable stipulations or extreme risk involved.
Right.
So
I gave my ex like 400 to get her business started. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got a couple million. But that 400, I put on her feet. You know what I'm saying? I put on her feet with that 400 back in the day. and I get it. I mean, you know, when somebody
that's all it takes.
yeah, when
You
somebody
can buy one piece of equipment and the money to file a LLC. You know what I'm saying? Like you can buy, and it's the same thing. Like if this was your daughter or your niece or somewhere, you say, "Hey, I'm gonna put up 10 grand. I'm gonna buy you a t-shirt press. I'm gonna buy you, you know what I'm saying? Like you can buy her 2 or 3 pieces of equipment, and now she's up. You can make stuff for your friends. You can make stuff for the sports teams at your school. She can be in business just like that."
Yeah, man, it don't take much, but that's what she did. She started a LLC and started making some cash off of it. It was like, hey, man, whatever. But she did it the smart way. I didn't ask for it back, but that's 400. We ain't talking about 20 grand. But it is what it is, man. People in different tax brackets do different things. So
no doubt,
she messed that deal up. She got to live with it. Consequences. That's all.
Facts. All right, man. Look like we up against the clock. We about to take a quick break. When we come back, we're gonna be getting into our topic of the night: blame the culture. Where we're having a discussion about how technology and pop culture has impacted the dating world we have today. Y'all are tuned into the Ho to Husband podcast. We'll be back in a minute. Hi, I'm relationship coach and author Terry Duran, and I am pleased to announce that my book, It's Not That Complicated, is finally available as an audiobook. So if you don't like to read or you just don't have time to read a paperback book, this audiobook is perfect for you. You can listen to it while you're in your car, while you're at work, etc. In the book, I break down how husband material men think and operate in regards to sex, love, and relationships, and I provide real quality insight on how husband material men approach dating. The audiobook is available on audible.com and on iTunes. All you have to do is go to one of the websites and search for my name, Terry Duran. Go download your copy today. All right, everybody, welcome back to the Ho to Husband podcast. Tonight's episode is titled Blame the Culture. And we're going to be talking about how hip hop, technology, and pop culture have impacted the dating world that we have today. Now, there are a lot of factors that go into it when you talk about culture. And so, to be a little bit more specific, we're talking about American culture, to be specific. And so one of the biggest impacts that you see in the world today is music. Hip hop music, I think, has played a large role in the male-female dynamics that we have today, where women only care about Birkin bags and what you can do for them, you know, city girl type of culture. I think it's reflected in the music. And I think that you see that played out in how men and women view each other today.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, you do. I mean, it started back in the day with the over-sexualization of women. You know what I'm saying? Coming from the men. It is what it is. We had Luke. Head. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what it was. We had the booty pumps and the bump. We had all these different things where the women was just sexualized, and so the men, that's what happened back then. They got sexualized. Same thing with the gangster rap and the boom of gangster rap and Boys in the Hood and all those different movies that came out that kind of sparked a lot of different things that happen in the community, not just in the dating world, but also in life in general. So music and entertainment plays a huge part in our culture and our thinking. You know what I'm saying? Because I say this, like back in the day, and I mean like before, you know, the 2000s, like 2010, we had love music, right? We had R&B. We had groups. You had Drew Hill, 112, Mint Condition, Jagged Edge. You had all these groups. Brian, you had singles, Brian McKnight, Joe, Keith Sweat, all these people singing about love, right? And you had more love. and you had more marriage because people would hear that and feel that. I'm sure y'all done sat around singing songs, man.
Old school.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and just feeling that about a woman. Now you ain't got that. You ain't
It's
got
sexual.
that now.
Even the R&B is sexual now. You're right.
Yeah.
You know what? Think about this. Listen, back in the 80s and 90s, R&B was more so about seducing women, and then after about, let's just say 2010 and beyond, it's just about how many women they sleeping with.
Well, a lot of it was pandering too. You know, they was doing a lot of ass kissing. I'll move the mountains. I'll do this. Yeah, they was doing.
Keith Sweat was famous back in.
That era, I think it did promote a lot more love, but I gotta hold them accountable for creating a lot of unrealistic expectations, because a lot of the songs that these women lost their virginity to and they having sex to and all this, it's they already in a euphoric, unrealistic state.
Right.
And they got a fuck boy telling them I love them and I want to be with you forever. The music, the background music in that scenario has an impact as well.
Yeah, like that simp classic. Y'all know this simp classic. Take my money, my house, and my car. And you like, what? Take your money, house, and your car. What is this simp talking about? Like, I don't think people really took that type of simp stuff serious, but you know, man, like that
probably
real
had a few
love stuff. And plus, on top of the music, you had Love and Basketball. You had Love Jones. You had Jason's Lyric. You had all these here movies,
romantic movies
out, that was showing, and not to mention the TV shows also had black love in the TV shows. You had the Cosby, Fresh Prince, that show Good Times, a husband and wife together, that had family and love for each other. You had all this here stuff now, and you had love and people wanting to be married and get married and all this. Now you got Love and Hip Hop, Basketball Wives, Chicago Inc., Baddies South, Baddies West, where all the chicks messing with each other, the dudes is the girls fighting, ain't nobody in love.
Drama.
Yeah, ain't nobody married. Even on Basketball Wives, none of them be married. It just be a bunch of mess.
There was the other one too. I think what was it? Bad Girls Club back in the late 2000s, early 2010.
Yeah,
that was another one that a lot of women liked. That was very popular.
Yeah, but
another thing though,
they didn't.
But you know what? Another thing, what you mentioned about like the sitcoms and the shows from the 90s and the early 2000s. Another thing that I think we didn't really pay that much attention to, but a lot of the episodes were themed about the family solving a problem, dealing with the issue, and working things out. That mentality does not seem to be prevalent today, because everybody has this kind of the grass is greener, or I'll cut you off and replace you type of mentality, men and women. And that's not the reality. It is very difficult to find somebody else that you actually compatible enough to build your life with. And so I think that's something that we're missing as well.
That's because of social media. That's because of social media, the cutoff culture. Like, because at your fingertips, especially women, you got especially a pretty woman, you got 20 dudes in your DM at any given moment. You got 300 likes, 400 comments. You got so much attention. It's so much attention, man, that the women, if you really look at their pages, the really pretty women, they don't even reply to the comments when people giving them compliments anymore.
Nope.
They don't even reply. But if you say something negative, they'll be quick to at you like, yo, you can get out of
here. It is like that. Like, you notice the disrespect way more than you notice praise. So I can even attest to that. You're right.
That's because the oversaturation of attention. Yeah. Back in the day, they wouldn't ignore that. No way. Because
but see, I think that highlights. Go ahead.
Because how often do you get that much attention, like in real life, without?
Not in real life, you don't.
Exactly. So that's why they do it, because they take the attention for granted, and it's like, hey, I ain't
But-
got to respond to you.
And even with social media, and see in real life, you don't get to use filters and none of that. On Instagram, you can use all types of filters and things like that.
You can present yourself a certain light. But see, to me, that just really puts more emphasis on your dating decisions and your approach to dating. And we talk about it all the time. The guys that are more equipped, that have been picking women's brains and having these conversations for decades, those men are a lot more efficient when it comes to finding a woman that they'll at least be happy enough with. Like, most guys are realistic enough where they're not looking for perfection. They're looking for a woman that doesn't bring a massive amount of negativity, And so I think that's where a lot of women are at a disadvantage, because the reasons that they cut off a lot of guys, or the reasons that they eliminate a lot of men, are really silly, and not really related to whether a guy is a quality man or will be a good husband and father.
Yeah. Like, you talk about them filters, man, like they can't take that in real life. I met this chick at the store. She said, I follow you on Instagram. I said, you do? She said, yeah, it's my page. I looked at her page and I looked at her and I'm like,
is this the same person?
Yeah. See, on social media, you can be whatever you want to be. Especially
that's funny.
With these filters, they can smooth their skin, they can move their necks,
blemishes.
They can slim their waist, they can remove their arm fat, whatever. But then when you see them in real life, it's like, wow, like what's going on? But it's the attention.
Man, I'm glad I ain't never got. I think that's another thing. Like you said, the filter thing. Guys, at least straight guys, we don't use that stuff. So I think that's why it is what it is. You get, you're gonna get what you see is what you get for the most part. I can't imagine having to change, being not liking the way I look, to where I gotta put a filter on just to be able to feel like something's worth posting. That's crazy to me.
Terry, it's chicks that I follow. They have a filter on every single picture. Every picture got a filter on it. You can tell because it's all light in their cheeks, and they done swiped over and put a filter on it. You could just tell, man. But I had asked the women. I did a survey a couple weeks back. I said, "Is attention to women like sex to men?" And I want to say 80% of the women said yes. Attention for women is like sex to men. It's a high. It's something we chase. Like as men, as hope-based men, like we chase sex, right?
Sex.
That's what we do, because it gives us an ego boost. It's a high for us to get these here different women. The attention that a lot of women get, not all of them, but a lot of women get off social media gives them that high and that boost. And that's why I compared it to cheating. Because if you know that, this, if it gives you this type of high or this pleasure, like sex does for a man, if a man is seeking that, he's seeking it. He don't even get it. He's out seeking it. He's trying to get sex, right? A woman will say he's cheating by trying to find it, right? Or seeking it. So if you're trying to seek attention from all these here other men while you have a man, isn't that a form of cheating?
If she's doing it by stripping and showing herself in her panties and whatnot, it's essentially the same thing. You know what I mean? Like,
I'm saying, but don't nobody think of it that way. But this is what social media has done, and it messes up so many relationships, because a lot of women will choose the social media over their man because of the high that the attention gives them. That hit that the attention gives. Just like a lot of men will choose sleeping with a whole bunch of women and being a hoe over his woman.
Yeah,
it's the same thing.
It takes a certain amount of sacrifice, certain amount of discipline to make it work. You're right, but I don't know. I guess. Go ahead.
Real quick question. So would a man be wrong if that's how women look at it? Do y'all think a man would be wrong if he didn't want his woman posting the pictures on social media because she's got 50,000 followers? And I think she's gonna garnish all.
I think it's okay for a man to not want his woman to post sexual pictures on social media. If she's just cute, she's gonna get that attention no matter what. So if she just in her regular outfit with her friends and she ain't got her up her skirt or been showing her ass or none of that type of stuff, if she's just a picture she got on a cute outfit, I think that's normal. But if she's going out of her way to be sexual with it, yeah, I think that's fair and reasonable to have an issue.
Yeah, I say the same thing, as long as it's not sexually provocative. I mean, if she's just posting, let's just say, a work selfie, listen, like you said, if she's cute, she's gonna get DMs no matter what. But if she's sitting there, posting her cleavage, going out of her way to show her cleavage, you know what she's trying to do.
Yeah, showing she could put the whole bottle in her mouth. You know what I'm saying? Like. That's just not the type of stuff that respectable women are gonna do, because most women don't want to create that type of attention for the just general public. And I can't. Man, I was doing an advice session recently with a guy that was having an issue with a woman in social media or whatnot. And I was like, bro, I'm on a guy's trip right now. Can you imagine how I would feel if I went back over to the table and everybody was looking at pictures of my wife in her panties? You know what I'm saying? Like how can you as a man be okay with that? Like your girl got an OnlyFans and all your partners pay $4 a month and they see your girl's pussy whenever they want.
Right.
Like, man. I don't even know what I would do. Like this is why vetting and having standards as a man is so important, and a woman, not just a man. But for both, having these here standards is so important, man. Like these here women out here, they want your last name, bro. They got to represent your last name right out here, and you have to set the boundaries and the requirements for what that looks like. And that's why you got to dig into the past, man, and see what's up, and see what she into.
Like ST always say it all the time, man. That social media, that's your dating resume. So ladies got to watch what you put on your social media there.
Yeah, and you know what? They'll try to hide it too now, because they know smart men pay attention to that. I'm going to your social media to see how you post, see what you're wearing, see what you're doing, all of that. I'm going there to look, because that's where the real you is at.
Yeah, you know they do a lot of it with their OnlyFans or and all that. But for a lot of the women, I wanted to ask y'all, how much do you think BBL culture, the fake booties and the fake bodies, has impacted women's self-esteem and expectations and what they expect a woman to look like for guys?
It's definitely lowered their self-esteem. Yeah. I mean, anytime you willing to go and put your life on the line and fly back on a plane, a 3-hour, 4-hour, 5-hour, 6-hour flight on your knees because you can't sit down, your self-esteem is low, boo-boo. It is.
Yep.
I mean, that's just the reality of it. I don't want to hear nothing about I'm doing it for me, whatever. Your self-esteem is low. And not to mention now, the BBL, the older they get, because you see it now in a famous rapper. I don't know if y'all seen the pictures of her lately. They started to regret these BBLs later on because their metabolism gonna slow down at some point. Now you done added all this extra stuff in your body, but now you know what I'm saying? You bigger.
That workout regimen needs to kick in, man. I've been married almost 20 years now, so I can't imagine being on the dating scene with the BBL culture, because as a man, that's what we're natural. That visually is so cute when it's done right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like a BBL that's on the smaller version. I mean, a scale where it's not over the top, where you was trying to win a fat ass contest or nothing, but a chick that went from no ass to a BBL, man, that's a huge difference. And it's such a turn on from a guy perspective. It hits all, for most dudes, a fat ass and an okay face, that's more than enough to keep a dude satisfied. And so I think, what if you the type of dude that you work at the strip club or you work around a lot of these women, like it's gonna be difficult for you to be attracted to a normal woman if the past 2 or 3 chicks you've been with had BBLs.
Man, it's like the thing. It's the numbing effect. You become numb to it because you're seeing that on a regular basis. Let's just say if you work door security and you see enough, but fat asses is walking around, some big titties, fat asses walking around, or BBLs. you're gonna be numb to that because you're gonna expect that from everybody you see.
Yeah, the women shouldn't pay no attention. You can't compare yourself to $50,000 worth of surgery.
No,
Like when you see them later on, I bet you're gonna be glad you didn't do it. But I done seen a lot of BBLs, and to be honest with you, I've only seen one that was amazing. I mean, this thing was amazing. Like you couldn't even tell it was a BBL. It looked so good. It looked so good, and she was fine too. And I'm like, man, good Lord, you had a BBL. But the rest of them that I've done seen, you can see the work. You can tell either they booty look like they wearing a Depends or something compared to their legs, or it's lopsided, or they belly button off center or something. You know, and it just throw the whole vibe off. So they look good in clothes, and but naked or in a bikini or something like that, they don't look as good as these here women make it out to seem like it do. The guys, we just don't know on social media because they cover up all the stuff with the filters. So you can't.
Right, I was gonna say because on a BBL to a woman's social media, that's like, you know, nitro gas as far as the attention that she gets on social media. Because you're right, they got the filter, so they got the cute outfit, they got the music to go with it, and so we're just looking at it for a short period of time, 20-30 seconds. You know what I mean? And so a fat ass is a fat ass for most guys. We're not that picky. This is not the woman that we're trying to make ours. So we don't. Our critique ain't even gonna be that thorough. It's like it either look good or it don't. She's fuckable or she's not.
Right. When it comes to BBL, it's like, hey, I'm not above smashing shit with a BBL, but I'm not gonna wife a chick who got a BBL because it just speaks to a deeper issue. It speaks about what you think of yourself. Like, you didn't think before the BBL, sounds like you didn't think that highly of yourself. So you're traveling, you know, all the way overseas somewhere to go get that done. For what?
For attention from men. That's what they're going to do it for. They're lying and say, I did it for me. Shut up.
She did it for herself.
And it's getting more popular. I swear every time I go to like Target or grocery store, I spot at least one or two with a BBL.
Well, BBL and a bonnet, the two B's. The BBLs and the bonnet. Come on, man. It's ridiculous, but it's getting hard to find a woman that don't got one. You know what I mean? So, you know, but
I mean,
like natural women.
Stretch marks, stuff, you know, I always plan for the future, right? So when I was single, I would always look for slim chicks that had a fat ass. Because to me,
they gonna get
that once they have a baby, they gonna really fill out and be what I like. And so I always had a strategic approach when it came to that. But you know,
the thick chicks is what now that you went to school with?
Most people gain a weight. Men and women gain weight as they age. How you wear the weight, it largely depends on your workout regimen and your eating habits.
Hey, man.
So the women that take the easy route to get in shape, they usually don't have the eating habits and the workout regimen to maintain it.
Yeah. That's where it go bad at right there. Because if you still gonna eat the same that you was eating before the BBL, eventually you gonna put that weight back on. You eat white.
A few months later.
A
few months later.
Like eventually, if you didn't have a workout routine before it, you probably ain't gonna have one after it, and you just gonna pack it back on and be unhappy again. There was actually a woman that I had knew, and she was talking about going to get another one because she done got bigger. And I'm like, man, this chick here, boy, she ain't gonna learn. Like, you know, that's what it is, man. But stop comparing yourself, ladies. Men like natural bodies for women that they want to choose to be serious with. We don't know that these bodies ain't natural a lot of times on social media because they use filters and cover this stuff up. We just think she really.
They got so many things. They got butt pads and butt shorts and butt answers and butt.
We don't know.
SD, I think didn't you recently did a survey on for the men what would they rather want, whether it be natural or BBL, and I took it, most of them, I think about almost 80% said they'd rather natural than BBL.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, I did two surveys. I did one for a serious relationship, and the majority of the men, 80-90%, said they wanted a natural woman for a serious relationship. Then I asked them, if you were only after the sex and you only wanted sex, which would you take? And I think the majority of them said, "Hey, I'll take the BBL. It don't matter at that point."
Yeah, already.
At that point, yeah. So the men, we like sex for us. It's not a whole lot of requirements for most people. You know what I'm saying? We see you and we might like you, but we don't like you. It's a difference between likes with a man. We might like you enough to push penis
sexually,
but we won't like you enough to take.
But that's just
sexual.
That's sexual attraction.
I know, but women don't understand it because their sexual attraction, a lot of times, their sexual attraction and their like attraction, if they like the guy, it's kind of one and the same for most women. You know what I'm saying? Because of how they treat sex, most women, they typically ain't just gonna have sex with a guy and want to just have sex with him like that.
Right. For most women to have sex with a guy, there's some type of an emotional attachment. Whereas for a guy, he doesn't have to have emotional attachment to it at all. All she gotta do is be naked and ready to bust it wide open.
Yeah, they don't treat sex like we do. Like that's obvious.
True. Yeah, I mean, and as a guy, even in a lot of cases, you can use your imagination. You can turn around and you hit it from the back. You could be smashing Nicki Minaj in your head or somebody. You know what I'm saying?
I was just thinking that in my head too when you said
that. So, and that's one of the things. Like, I was thinking, like, man, am I conditioned just to be attracted to big booties like that? Because cute panties and a big booty, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? Like, long as your face is just manageable, I can work with that. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's how most dudes are. You ain't gotta have no big titties.
Right. Your toes gotta be right. I'm sorry. Your toes gotta be right, man. You cute, you decent, with nice feet and nice toes. Hey man, what's up? Put that big toe right here, boo. Put that big toe right here. I want it. So everybody got their own thing though. So Jay, what's yours? Me and Terry done told you ours. He said the panties with the big booty. I said the pretty girl with the nice feet.
I'm like to you. I'm more of a panty guy. I'm more of a cute panty kind of guy. Like lingerie. Hey, I'm a sucker for some lingerie.
And them areolas that shape like paper plates. Them suckers like.
Hey, I'll tell you. Hey, those areolas and some gumdrop nipples.
Amen.
Yeah, man. See, it's when you look at the technology that we have and how things are going, I can think of so many positive things about technology that make dating more feasible. You know, like Ubers, being able to catch a lift when you didn't have a car, being able to send for a chick and bring her to you. You know, like being able to get from the club to the crib, even if you're drunk. You know, different Cash App, being able to send money, things of that nature. So there are a bunch of different ways. There are a bunch of positives, but like you said, like the social media, the music, and what we see on TV, because on TV and movies, there's a clear gay agenda. Like it's very rare to see a heterosexual black couple on a TV, on an ad, or in a movie.
Radio.
Yeah.
Radio. They got somebody of that community on every radio station that's an urban station. And every TV show just about got somebody of that community that's a black show. Like every single show. It is what it is. Call a spade a spade.
Yep.
All right, man. Look like we up against the clock, y'all. We about to get up out of here. Before we go, man, I want to give another shout out to my man, Brother Soul Productions, for keeping us laced with our background audio. I want to remind y'all to continue supporting the podcast through our Cash App and our PayPal. JSD, man, I appreciate y'all linking up so we can get another episode knocked out. This has been another episode of the Hold a Husband podcast, y'all. Thanks for tuning in. Peace.